Somebody reprogrammed you not to do what your natural programming wanted you to do. You should have been doing it in elementary school, continued in middle school, continued in junior high and high school, in college, and the early adult years. Those are the years everyone else learns the basics of interacting with females. You didn't, and here we are. Psychiatrist, that's the kind of psychotherapist that is a medical doctor first, and then he's a Freudian analyst second. They want you to know and understand why you are not effective with women. They believe that if you know why, you'll stop doing whatever it is and you will start doing whatever you're not doing if you know why. We humanistic psychologists are not MDs. We don't give a fuck and why you don't do what you should do. We don't care. We help you change the behavior that keeps you dateless. Knowing why does not change your behavior. Knowing why is useful if you want to know you're not crazy. Okay. But otherwise, it doesn't do you any good. Change the behavior. That's what good therapists do. The test we use in humanistic psychology is a man comes to you and he wants to stop kicking the dog. When he's ready to quit therapy, has he quit kicking the dog? If he did, you did your job. We don't give a fuck why. We want you to stop doing what you're doing and start doing something different. It's all in this book. Everything you need to do different from what you're doing. Steps to change. Yes, someone reprogrammed you. So what? You want to change, but you don't know how. Here are the 4 steps to change. This is a very quick summary. It doesn't go into detail. I'm going to mention it at a top level, and later on in the book, I'm going to explain how you do each one of them. Awareness, acceptance, learning, and asserting. Become intensely self-aware. Keep raising your awareness until you know what you are doing or not doing that sabotages your efforts with women. Accept the fact that you are the one who actually is doing or not doing what's causing the problem. Nobody else is doing it. Your parents might have fucked you up, but they're gone. And here you are all by yourself. You have to accept the responsibility for changing yourself. You're the one doing the ineffective behavior. It's not working. You're not getting laid. That does not mean approving of your behavior. It means owning that you're the one doing it. And you're the one preventing success with women. Owning includes not blaming others because of what they did. Owning means accepting you are unconditionally the guy who is doing or not doing whatever is preventing success. This is the most difficult step. If you join the restricted list, all the guys on there are in the same boat you're in, at different stages of getting their shit together, and they'll share with you what they did to get better, and how they overcame their fear. Whatever you want to talk about, they'll share with you what they did. Why? Because the number one thing I'm trying to teach men is self-responsibility. If you're not responsible for your behavior and what you're doing and not doing, I can't help you. You have to learn to be self-responsible for everything. It's all up to you. Nobody from the outside is going to come and help you. I'll give you some techniques. I'll give you some coaching on how to do things, but it's all up to you to change. Learn new ways to behave. That's what you're doing on the restricted list and watching these videos. You're learning a new way to behave. You're learning what other guys did to change. You're learning new ways to do things, say things, stand a different way, dress a different way, have a different haircut. You're learning to change the things that don't work. Now that you know what you're doing wrong that doesn't work and what you're not doing that needs to be done, assert yourself and behave in the new ways. Let's go over the 4 steps to change. Become aware of what you're doing or not doing. Accept, I'm the one doing or not doing those things. And that's the hardest part. You really have to accept it. You can't blame it on anybody. You can't wait for somebody to come and help you. You have to accept, I'm the one doing this and I'm the one that's going to stop doing it. Learn new ways to behave. That's what you're going to do by reading this book, watching my videos, and participating in the restricted list. Assert yourself and behave in new ways. What's going to happen is you're going to make mistakes when you try the new ways. And guess what happens? You learn when you make a mistake. You don't learn until you make a mistake. I know that's hard to believe, but nobody got on a bicycle and rode it like a goddamn circus monkey. get on the bicycle and you fall down and fall down and fall down. And eventually you get so you can keep it upright. Same with skiing. You didn't go down there first time. You go down the expert slope. It took years to get there. And you learn by falling down and running into people. Changing for the better. Assert yourself and go out into the world and do what you learned. Repetition is the key to learning. The steps to change are aware, accept, learn, and assert. That's the big picture of how you uninstall parental programming. Now, for the brutal honesty, it's possible you're not able to get a date because your parents didn't teach you these two facts. You have to fight for what you want. It's all up to you. Very few boys get taught that since about, if you were born after 1970, you probably were not taught about being self-reliant and self-responsible. But that's the way the world really works, guys. It's not all, everybody's in this together and we're all gonna go, fuck that shit. You're responsible for you. Nobody's coming. Take care of yourself. The guys in your life are fucking a lot. Courted girls in elementary school, junior high school, and dated them in high school and college because they were not brainwashed by their 4 Ps, or they figured it out themselves, or they had an older brother or a dad or an uncle or somebody that told them the truth about dating. But nobody helped you, and we're going to help you, but you have to have a plan. Guys I can't help. Heroin, meth, upper, downer, antidepressant addicts. If you're one of those guys, get off whatever you're on and come back. It's all up to you. I can't understand what's going on with you if your brain's not working right. I also can't help anyone who jerks off all the time and plays video games to get his serotonin high, his oxytocin from the orgasm, and dopamine from the excitement of the video game. I can't help you. You don't have any felt need to change. As soon as you lose whatever enabled you to stay home and jerk off all the time, reality is going to teach you in a real fucking hurry that you have to be responsible for yourself and you have to change, or you're going to keep getting no pussy. Selective for aggressive. Females of every species except one refuse to mate with non-aggressive males. That species is Homo sapiens. However, the aberration is rare. Females who only mate with passive males cannot exist in nature any more than passive males can. Both are unnatural. See Appendix, Note 2 in Body Language Secrets for a long explanation of that. You must be aggressive enough to get things underway. Then you have to slow down and court her. Just be yourself and have fun with her until she is persuaded. How do you know you're persuading her? You notice her body language. Don't order body language from Amazon. They cannot figure out how to order new copies from me. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle. Put it on your phone. That's all you need. The pictures are fine. And then you'll have it on your phone. When you're at a party and you want to see what does that mean, you can look it up on your phone and she'll think you're just checking your text. Okay? That's the way around the problem. A mini scenario of courtship. You approach her in active aggression. She smiles, an act of reassurance. You smile back, another act of reassurance. You say or do something aggressive. In response, she says or does something submissive, aggressive, or reassuring. The ball's in your court. If she's aggressive, it may be a test of your courage. I suggest stepping back a little bit and adopting a relaxed pose, smile, and be a little bit boyish. Stand on the edge of your feet and look all shucksy. Now she knows you're not dangerous. Then again, she might just think you're a dick and wants you to get the fuck out. Body language tells you which is which. If she's reluctant, add a bit of aggression. How much? Depends. Read on. If she's submissive or she reassured you, it's been established for the moment you're the dominant one. Show her you won't hurt or embarrass her by being briefly submissive. Give her a shy smile and a bit of boyish awkwardness, then be aggressive again. How aggressive should you be? It depends on your ability to know what's needed to be accepted without chasing her away. Here's a simple act of aggression that I teach. I briefly lean into her personal space while talking with her under pretense, then quickly back out. That's what's known as an advance. If she leans away when you leaned in, you're not wanted, at least not yet. If she holds her ground, further advances are welcome. There is much more information now on how our animal nature influences us during courtship. However, that topic does not belong here. For those interested in natural sex, see Note 3 in the appendix of Body Language Secrets. Get the Kindle and put it on your phone. Then when you're sitting in the dentist's office, instead of reading a stupid magazine, you can read Body Language Secrets, the appendix, and find out what really makes women tick. The next stage is to court her, persuade her by religiously following the 10 Commandments meeting later on in this book. Preview and summary. Date young women, updated for the 21st century, is in the 18th printing. I'm going to try something in this edition that makes 2 major fuck-ups less likely to happen. Here's what happened in the previous 17 editions. The most common thing they ask about is, how did I end up in the friend zone after what he thought was a good start? The most common cause is not having 3 or more pearls all the time. The second reason is he's not dating and mating with anybody. Did you hear that? One of the Steel Balls principles is, if you're not dating and mating, you're not going to get a date. Shocking fact of courtship. If you are not dating or mating, no girl wants you, and they can tell just by looking at you or a minute of conversation.
I seem to have some sort of a reaction like that in many events, in the sense that women initially seem to like me. I seem to get positive body language, some double takes. They look at me, sort of a half smile or something, and then it goes away. I don't seem to get anywhere. So I was going to ask Joanna, how fast do you know, as it were?
We usually know instantly,
just
by looking at you. Women can tell right away whether or not you're a kind of playboy or just a lonely guy. We can just tell right away.
One thing that I think I certainly would appreciate, and maybe a few other listeners too, would be if you would share with us, what kind of things do guys do which lead you to believe those sort of things?
They stay in the same place. Only walk like a few inches around wherever they are in the area, and they'll stare at the same girl the whole night at a party or a reception or wherever they are, or a classroom, whatever. Shoulders are a little bit rounded off. They have a real soft face, look on their face, like, they expect a beating, like that. Like they're anticipating rejection. They just look like very sorry souls. I guess sometimes even guys who are trying to be upbeat, we can still tell. There's just something in your eyes that is a very lonesome look.
Looking at that will chill your shit. It's like walking in with a neon sign. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know how to date, and I don't know how to fuck, and I'm not getting any of either. The most common mistake is you're not dating and mating. The second most common mistake happens when I tell them you've got to be dating and mating. Start at the bottom of the beauty scale and the top of the age ladder and find somebody that'll go out with you. Keep doing that until you're good at getting out on a first date, Starbucks. I recommend 20 time-limited coffee dates with 20 different women wherever you can meet them. It used to be easy on the old eHarmony and Match.com sites because those women can't get a date either. But I want you to get batting practice with anybody who will go out with you. I don't care if she's 45 with 3 kids and you haven't had a date before, you go out with her. The guy says, I know I'm supposed to date and mate, but I can't lower my standards and go out with someone who doesn't measure up to them. This is common with divorced guys who were great with women 20 or 30 years ago, but now can only attract older women. They date young women hoping I have some quick fix for being out of style by a quarter of a century and not having a clue about how much the dating world has changed since 1990. I've been successful with about half of these guys. I share my experiences that didn't make any edition of Date Young Women, but they're all in the Dream Girl series, all aimed at helping guys with little or no experience, or guys who refuse to lower their standards. The next section is from the Dream Girl series. It's here for guys who are not dating. It's a big fucking deal.